There's a little bit of an unspoken pride factor when you play a match like this. ImStillDaDaddy. That was with zero respect. Oh, something in yard! What a round from Luffy. That was so sick. One more hit. Oh, just the power. And the finger to the mouth, Shibuken. Look at that damage from one touch. Monster for his team. Finish that. Oh, my Mr. Crimson. Wow.
Oh, is he going to get it? Team get it.
We are back. Evening all, and thank you very much for joining us for week 2 of the Elite Series. Now, it is Friday, and Fridays are all about Street Fighter. Now, last week, to put it bluntly, it got wild. So, for the next 4 hours, what is going to happen? Well, that is anybody's guess. Very, very exciting. We're kicking things off right here for the weekend in our sumptuous, incredible surroundings at the Gfinity Arena. Now, it's a kind of tranquility of calm right now, but soon it will be absolute mayhem. We will pop backstage in just a moment to gauge, or as I'd like to put out there, gouge the mood. But at the top of the table, licking their lips, getting ready for some action, it is, of course, Jammers and Damascus. Gentlemen, season 2 is upon us. Lovely to have you part of the show. I've missed you last week. I genuinely missed you, Jammers.
I was at an event, so I apologise for not showing my face waving.
We all heard that clang.
But
straight away, we heard that clang. But it's lovely to have you back in a very exciting time, and some of the action last week was incredible.
Yeah, I heard a lot about what happened last week, especially between Broski and Mr. Crimson. Obviously, Infused put in a good performance as well, so I definitely got to catch up with everything that happened last week. Yeah,
now, Damascus, you have got your ear to the ground. You know everything that's going on in the Street Fighter world. It's a very exciting time for all these newbies that are coming in and getting to show their face to everyone at home and wherever they may be.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the big things of the Gfinity Elite Series, it gives, a chance to people to just show up and play. And we got some of these guys today, like Nasty Nas for Team Method, that I'm really interested in seeing, because these guys can do damage, and I'm looking forward to see them doing so today.
Now, a guy that stood out from Season 1 because of his use of Dowsim, stood out from Week 1 as the MVP from Endpoint. He goes by the name of Broski. Epic stuff from him, taking on Mr. Crimson, who we'd heard so much about, but it was an epic performance from him.
Yeah, definitely. This guy is no slouch when it comes to playing fighting games, from what I've been told. And he's actually putting in some damage for Season 1. Like, I think that's when most of us actually heard of Broski. And then, obviously, we've seen this Dowsim hit Master Rank. He's one of the first ones to do it. And he's coming into this Gfinity Elite Series, and he's really pulled his weight. Sometimes he gets, his team gets an unfortunate result, but he definitely pulls his weight.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, when he takes on someone like Mr. Crimson, who used Dowsim as well, they mirror match in the first one. Broski lost. He didn't lose his head at that point. Mr. Crimson then used Laura. Maybe he was a bit being overconfident there. Lost. And then when it came down to the mirror match again, I mean, Broski won, comes out on top. So he can walk around the arena with a bit of a swagger.
I mean, there is nothing better than beating the guy who's considered the best in Europe with your character, because at the moment, if you ask most of Street Fighter's amateurs, they will tell you that Mr. Crimson is a bit better than Broski because his overall worldwide results are really good. 9th at Capcom Cup last year, went to EVO, always does well around, and Broski is not well-traveled yet. So just like that, beating the guy who's considered better than you with the character, with the exact same character in a mirror match, just shows that, hey, I'm here, I can do stuff as well. Yeah. And he's definitely going to carry that confidence today, I guess.
Definitely. Well, that is what the Elite Series is all about. Gentlemen, looking forward to chatting to you throughout the night. Listen, if you're sat at home right now thinking, I could do this, come on the stage and play Street Fighter, that is, I mean, obviously not saying present. I mean, that is very, very, very difficult. You just have to have a GCSE in reading, but I've smashed it so far. Listen, but if you want to know about everything, then here's a guide on how the whole thing works. So I stumbled there. I'm not very good at this. The Elite Series is supported by the Challenger Series, an online competition that anyone could join across Street Fighter V, CSGO, and Rocket League. The top 30 players in each of these online competitions then qualified for the Elite Player Draft. in with a chance of breaking into the professional esports arena. The Elite Series franchises then had to draft 2 rookie players for each of their 3 games, meaning that 48 amateur players then joined professional teams for the Elite Series. And what follows is 9 weeks of competition across the 3 selected games, with Rocket League and Counter-Strike played on a Saturday, and Friday nights are Street Fighter nights, to ultimately produce winners in each discipline and an overall team champion. Right then, that was all deliberate with the way I was talking and stumbling on my words. That was genuinely something that this man doesn't do at all. Commentating for us tonight, I'm going to go for a little fist.
Oh, yeah.
On there, is F-Word. Now, sir, an exciting week 2. We had some great action in week 1, didn't we?
Yeah, I think week 1 was really a testament of what we're going to see this season. There are no free rides. I think there were 1 or 2 free rides last season, but last week was very tight. So I think that's what we're going to see for the rest of the season.
Definitely. Now, just a reminder, this is how the standings are at the moment. Infused looking very good at the top there, on top place. And then obviously Epsilon have got it all to do, the return of the brothers, Takamura and Kefta Roz, but Reason Gaming not on the bottom at the moment.
Not on the bottom, yeah, not on the bottom. I mean, they've got 0 points, but they're not on the bottom. I'll tell you what was promising for them last week. The matches were very close, you know? They did lose quite convincingly, but the matches, in the end, you could see where it could have turned around. They got some interesting new additions to their squad. They got some wins on some decent players. And
the return of Undacuva. That is going to be our first match tonight. Team Infused taking on Reason Gaming. All to prove for Reason because they're up against such a strong side with Infused. But then look at that juicy contest at the end. Envious versus Epsilon right
actually,
at the end.
A lot of people were saying Prophecy and Excel tonight, but I think in terms of like team strength, that's probably the most interesting one. Envious versus Epsilon. But there's some interesting rivalries in Prophecy versus Excel. So that's going to be a tense one too.
I know, I'm excited because normally there would be someone commentating with you by the side, but he has taken the longest amount of time in makeup. What can we expect from him tonight?
Well, you can expect lipstick, you know, blush.
Yeah, everything's going to be there.
Zip-up trainers. Yeah. You know, he clearly goes out his way to let you know that you got them exclusively. That kind of person.
And what I love more than anything is, we got one in already. A quick one. Look at it, he's there. Wow. He's excited about this. Lovely to see. I'm going to go in for a little cheeky handshake there, but he's made it in time. That's the most important thing. I need to say, gentlemen, we'll be hearing from you in a bit. And do you not like the way I said commentators rather than casters?
Thank you.
You're welcome, gentlemen. With the Street Fighter competition Elite Series, we have got some of the best players from all around Europe, definitely in it to win it.
We start with the Season 1 champion, Excel, the 2-headed monster that is Hurricane and Infectious. They show little emotion and even less weakness. Look out for more unstoppable Abigail play in Season 2.
Okay, activation it's going to be now.
Punish.
That's dead.
You can also expect regular third man Brian to always keep his hat on because man's not hot. From the champs to the chumps. Method were well fancied in Season 1 but failed to deliver. French superstar Luffy is their main man alongside London boy Pax.
The pop-off here from Pax.
Pax popping off, saving his team, say what?
Method had all the talent and will surely have to step it up this season. Reason were the whipping boys last time out and retain only one member of that overmatched lineup, Undacuva, the oldest player in the Elite Series.
Gets the
grab right there. Undacuva takes it for his team. The first game goes to Reason Gaming.
The only way is up for Reason. Prophecy came with a late charge last season but failed to make the Final Four. Shivrukin is back alongside French star Kainu, and when Shiv wins, you will definitely know about it.
We need death. It's going to be great damage. One more. Oh, Shiv going for that sweet rush counter on Waker.
17 years old, big hair, few words, and an uncontrollable swarming style, Takamura is the man to avoid for anyone playing against Epsilon.
Takamura, tattoo for the mix-up, no, goes for the low. Wake up, frames, oh my goodness, he conversion it!
I'm gonna keep it, one more, one hit, and
Alongside brother and minder Kefta Roz, he leads a team drawn from Belgium, Sweden and France that will expect to reach the semis at least. Infused are big on emotion. But also big on talent. ImStillDaDaddy is still the boss, but is likely to rotate with Afii, Gunslinger and Shakz in the weekly starting 3 this season. Expect trash talk and hype with these boys. And speaking of hype,
He's gonna go to his brother now and pop it off with the rose. As expected, in his opinion. Oh wow, the salt.
Jester Power brings the show for Endpoint every time he hits the stage. His team need to feed off his energy and try to replicate the hot start from Season 1 without the shaky finish. Team Envious were surprise runners-up last time out, an ever-rotating lineup featuring a core of French talent. One thing is always consistent, the quality of their pop-offs.
Oh, there's the mirror.
That's him climbing a crack at it.
Look at his starts. Someone.
They've also signed an exciting new name for Season 2. Mr. Crimson is definitely one to watch.
Well, I feel very privileged right now backstage here with Hurricane and ImStillDaDaddy, because let's face it, it's a champion sandwich. No. I mean, I actually just made ImStillDaDaddy blush earlier, but I'm not going to tell you what I said off camera. Hurricane, coming to you first. Excellent start to Season 2.
Very well. We had our first game last week. We went good, so we're looking forward to get the same results today.
You played Abigail last week, which was a bit of a surprise for a lot of people.
Yes, after a really disappointing AGX that I had, I decided to try the secondary character, and I've been playing a lot of characters, but it was just like online, and I just decided to get into it right now, so I'm putting in work in the characters, trying to call it big, yeah.
And it worked for your favour, because you didn't even lose a match last week, did you?
Yeah, it went well. Hopefully it's going to be the same today.
I was going to say, are you feeling that confident about this week then?
I'm always confident, just looking a bit tired coming from work, but I'll do it.
You'll do it. Get a Red Bull or a coffee and you'll be fine. Yeah? I like it. He's just easy breezy about these things. ImStillDaDaddy coming to you. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you blush. How are you feeling? I mean, come on. This is easy for you now.
What do you mean? Why?
Well, you just like come in here, you're like so laid back, you Mr. Cool, and then you just defeat everyone. And then you're like, bye, see you later.
Yeah, we're playing Reason today.
Is that going to be the same situation this week then?
They got a better side now, so it could be actually harder. They got a better team now.
Have you played against Boltstrike before?
Yeah, I've played against the team, yeah.
I have to ask you some questions because there's been a bit of beef online this week.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, I had it between you and Mr. Certain Crimson.
Oh, he was free. I beat him. He wasn't worth the time when we did a set, so I just mopped him quickly, left, and then was on my way.
Well, that's not what I heard. I heard you were losing and then you quit the game.
Yeah, but I streamed it, so it was on stream. Everyone watched it, so that never happened. Okay,
well, in week 4, you're going to be up against each other. Is it going to be like a battle of, I don't know, I want to say the egos, but not egos. Just a battle you're looking forward to?
We'll see if I'm playing then, but yeah, it should be good. Well, it'll be free, it will be free.
So we'll see then who's the daddy then, yeah?
Obviously.
Right, well, that's what's happening here backstage. Back to you in the studio, Tom.
Thank you very much, Ariel. I love Hurricane. His cheeky little shoulders were laughing throughout that, as were we in the arena. That is going to be a juicy little contest. But ImStillDaDaddy is involved in our first match tonight, as is Infused team. They take on Reason. So lining up for the opposition, somebody who simply gives everything on a Friday night, and we caught up with him just before this series started.
My name's Stephen Allen. I'm the team captain for Reason Gaming. I play Nakali and my gamer tag's Undacuva.
That's going to be it right there. Undacuva takes it for his team.
To be picked for Season 2 as Reason's team captain is a massive honour for me. I mean, it wasn't so long ago I was just playing Street Fighter Online, and now I'm in a situation from being a draft player, I'm team captain. So you do get your opportunities with Gfinity and you do get a chance to sort of shine. I'm living proof of it.
So Undacuva wipes the sweat from his brow there. Jeez.
Just one round up here.
I've got some brilliant players lined up for Season 2, all ages and backgrounds, and me for being the oldest person in the Gfinity series at 38, right down to the guy who I've drafted, got from Sweden, who's only 17, and I'm looking forward to playing with him. I can't wait. We didn't do particularly well last season. This season is going to be different. We've got a full strength squad this year and we've got some really, really good players. I mean, our goal is to make the playoffs, and I think people will be scared to play us this year.
I hope so indeed. It is, of course, our first matchup of the night. Team Infused taking on Reason Gaming, led by the captain, Undacuva there. He's joined by Boltstrike and Incognitus. So yes, I mean, an exciting matchup, but the words of ImStillDaDaddy, it could be harder this week. I mean, a little bit of a discredit towards the Reason lads. They've improved the roster. They did do better last week, but still not getting that win. So how good is this Reason team, and how far could they go? Could they get that first win?
Ultimately, they are better. They've got stronger players, more competent players, but you know, it's all about the end result that counts. And as you said, they didn't get a result last week. So again, I'm going to say the same thing I said last season. Each week, if they don't win, they're going to be hungry for the next week. So hopefully Undacuva has spoken to the other two players that are with him this week and said, look, guys, we've got an incentive to come and win this game, so let's do it. And they're always going to have hard challenges, no matter what team it is.
Yeah, would you agree with Jammers on that one, Damascus?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they have a stronger team. They have new players, Boltstrike and Incognitus, who must be hungry of at least, getting some good time on the spotlight here. And also, Infused is objectively a better team, and I think lots of us here expect Infused to win. It's going to be a good game overall, because I'm pretty sure these guys can definitely give them a fight.
OK, well, looking forward to that fight, as is everybody else. So, right then, it's time for the walkouts. I'm going to bring the players out to the Gfinity Arena. For Infused, you have Shakz, ImStillDaDaddy, and Afii. And for Reason, please welcome Incognitus, Boltstrike, and Undacuva! So here we are then, gentlemen, Reason to my left and Infused to the right. I'm loving trainers today. You're looking fly for this, ImStillDaDaddy. We won't ask what Ariel was making you blush with. I mean, he's gone a game, but are you feeling confident? Last week was a good showing from you.
Yes, I'm feeling confident. Brought the same team out, so yeah.
OK, and because obviously, as your roster, you've got people there in subs, but with the likes of Shakz doing what he did last week and Afii, no need for anybody else to join the team at the moment?
Nah, not really, but they got a really good squad out, it's a lot better than next year. I can definitely, they're going to get a few wins this season. Just want to make sure it's not us.
Yeah, and I've got to ask, because everyone who was watching it last week, and I definitely know that Logan and Efo want to talk about it, there was like a seal noise going on, lads, last week. There was like a, arr, arr, arr. Is that the celebration? I'm not suggesting it was you, Shakz,
Definitely it wasn't me. You might want to talk to him, though.
OK, Afii, let's do it quickly. There was like a seal noise. What was going on? It was like, arr, arr, arr. Is that the pop-off celebration this week?
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
OK, fair enough. I respect that. Right, I'll go back over to the Undacuva. The hair is looking, the volume on that.
Thank you.
Are you going to be turning up the volume in your style tonight to defeat this Infused team?
Well, hopefully, yeah. We've got some secret tech as well that we're going to bring out, so just wait.
What, another controller? What do you mean, tech?
You'll just have to wait.
OK, I like that. I like the confidence. Well, listen, gentlemen, and to everybody, wherever you may be at the moment, what happens is they've already chosen the 7 matchups of the order of their team, but they do not know who they will be taking on tonight. So now I can finally reveal it to you and to the team players. So for matchup 1, we have from Infused, we have, I love the look on his face. He's trying to work out whether he remembers it's him. Shakz, come and join me on that step just there for me, buddy. This is matchup 1. He will be taking on, from Reason, Incognitus. There we go. So that is our first matchup. I'll go straight. He's gone for the second step. So, oh, you're both on it. Listen, I'll go over to Logan and F-Word. What juicy little matchup. What do you expect from Incognitus in terms of the characters and what Shakz can offer? Because he's got a whole multiple of characters he can use.
Well, I think that's the first question. Who's Shakz going to play? I'd love to know. I'm not sure. I mean, we know Incognitus is going to go Rashid. In transparency, it's going to be uphill for Incognitus, but if you can make it tricky for Shakz, anything's possible.
Yeah, are you ready for a hike? Incognitus uphill?
Yep, got the right shoes for it.
OK, perfect, he's got the shoes for it. Shakz, what are you worried about when you're going to play a player like Incognitus?
Nothing really, I'm just going to go in.
OK, he's going in. Gentlemen, that is our first matchup. You can head back up through the players' tunnel and get ready for matchup 1. I'm going to take up a step because I didn't like the way they were both on my step, right? But anyway, listen, little things, innit? For matchup 2, for Infused, I've got ImStillDaDaddy. You can join me on step 2. Make sure that it's step 2 because it just, it just feels just space, innit? Right, for Reason, we have taken on the main man here. We have got Boltstrike taking on ImStillDaDaddy. Jammers, Damascus, what's going to happen? What about this matchup? I like the fact Boltstrike's already walking away from me. He wants to go up there and get ready. But what do you reckon?
It's an uphill battle for Vega.
It is. It is an awful lot of Vega, but these two meet a lot online, so they definitely know each other. So it's gonna be just one of lots of games.
Look, someone's losing 55 points, all right? Someone's losing their ranked match points.
Okay, gentlemen, you know what you have to do. I'm still a daddy. I'll let you go back up there as well as you, Boltstrike. Best of luck tonight. And finally, matchup 3 tonight. I don't need to tell you. It's, of course, Undacuva taking on Afii, aka not the man with the seal noise at the end of the pop-offs. Have you got a pop-off ready, Steve? Everyone wants to know, Mr. Undacuva.
I don't know. I think I'll just do what comes naturally to me, you know what I mean? Just go with it.
I know there's going to be a lot of cheers and celebrations. You're taking on Undacuva. Is this the matchup you wanted, or you'd have preferred to take on Incognitus or Boltstrike tonight, Afii?
I don't really care who I play out of the freezing, so.
Okay, well, there you go. That's unanimous. Fair dues. I like that. This sportsman-like behaviour. Gentlemen, you can head away. And from everyone else, here are the next 4 matchups. If it goes that far, which we are all hoping it does, for Game 4, you've got ImStillDaDaddy taking on Undacuva. Game 5, Shakz versus Boltstrike. Game 6, Afii taking on Incognitus. And Game 7, ImStillDaDaddy versus Undacuva. Hopefully, if it goes to 3-2, one of these teams will get a point. That is guaranteed. Right then. This match is looking juicy. We can't wait to get into it. We're very excited. So we'll take a quick break right now. And when we come back, we'll have all the action for you. See you in a second. Welcome back to the Gfinity Arena. I'm moving around, I'm pacing about because I'm excited for the first matchup tonight. We've got Infused taking on Reason Gaming. Gentlemen who are sitting very comfortably there, a bit different for me, standing up. Jammers, who gets this win? And I'm going to ask the same question to you, Damascus.
I'm going to give it to Infused.
Okay, strong words.
Infused as well.
Okay, 2 Infused, they're pretty unanimous. We will go over here to our commentators for tonight who are looking very dapper, ready for this first fight. I mean, can you see any way that Reason can get this, or who would be the weak person out of Infused to sort of target tonight?
It's going to be very uphill for them because, of course, they're missing one of their star players, the new acquisition, Salty Kid. Of course, Undacuva stepped in. He always steps in. He's never afraid. But having bravery doesn't mean you're going to get the win, and the form that Infused are in from last week, everyone's firing. It's not the case that we saw last season where only 2 out of the 3 were really stepping up, and there was one person, you know, every now and then that wasn't last week. They all look like a well-oiled machine. So
they're all MVPs, aren't they? Really, Infused from last season, aren't they?
I think they got a bit of hope, I'd say, Tom. What they need, I've noticed Shoyu Sengan in the crowd tonight. Yep. Shout out Shoyu Sengan. What they need is Shoyu Sengan to say that Infused are going to win. Yeah. And then, of course, Reason have got it, because Shoyu Sengan's never right? Well,
we can only hope that he said that. Who do you reckon then tonight? Is it Infused for you, F-Word?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Infused are going to take it. But I'd like to see Boltstrike and especially Incognitus make it close.
Yeah, and hopefully get that point for Reason.
It's going to be an interesting first matchup. Shakz against Incognitus is really going to set the pace, and that's, you know, probably the most open in terms of character matchups. I'm not sure who you will see. Shakz doesn't have any direct counter picks for Rashid. Rashid's such a great all-round character, so it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to come down strictly to a player matchup, and I would still give Shakz the edge there, but...
That's only one match, but Logan, who, if you had to put it, Infused or Reason?
I would still go Infused. The smart money's on Infused today.
Smart money. Well, listen, gentlemen, 2 smart gentlemen can take over from me. Enjoy this matchup between Infused and Reason.
Thank you very much, sir. Right, it is time to get into our first matchup of Week 2 here in Season 2 of the Elite Series. We've got Infused set up, ready to go. You can see Shakz there, ready to set pace. He's going up against Incognitus, who had a really good performance recently at EGX.
Did, yeah. Knocked out Luffy, didn't he?
Shakz there. Oh, shades of Taquido at his recent event there, making sure that he's got the perfect distance from the screen there so he can get his reaction time. That's the secret tap. I noticed that he measured it and then moved a bit closer as well, so I don't think they've mastered that one. I think he needs to get into the training mode and test out his execution on that measurement. But it'd be interesting to see this matchup. Rashid, very good character. I still didn't get a chance to see who Shakz is picking up.
Shakz picked Laura, it looks like, but I don't know if he's actually homed in and committed to that pick, but he was hovering over Laura at the time. Shakz was extraordinarily relaxed during that interview. I mean, could that be something Incognitus could take advantage of? Is Shakz maybe being a bit too relaxed here?
I don't think so. He's just got that confidence from like a young man. You can see how well he's done so far. You know.
It's only 1 week so far, of course, but I mean, Shakz has been very, very consistent already. and he's got that choice of characters that makes him so hard to deal with. You can't really counterpick Shakz because he plays a nice range of different characters that covers his back. Incognitus, like you said though, plays Rashid, who doesn't really have like a terrible matchup in the game at all. As
you can see there, he's still looking for his first match win here in the Elite Series. Incognitus, having just joined us as a recent signing, one of the new acquisitions that Stay Undacuva picked up to boost the strength of Reason game. Definitely needed to be boosted after last year's performance. But here we go. It looks like he has locked in for Laura, unless he's going to completely swerve us now. So this matchup, this is going to be an interesting one. Rashid has got all of the tools to control this character, which is definitely very difficult to do.
I think it's a clever pick from Shakz though, because that's not the way Incognitus plays Rashid. He doesn't play that oppressive, I'm going to stay at plus frame style that a lot of the high-level Japanese Rashids apply. He plays a very, you know, hard to read, very mobile style that can throw you off, but it doesn't really exploit Laura's weaknesses. Laura's weaknesses being that she, you know, doesn't have, you know, invincible reverses. You can put her in plus frame pressure and she's kind of got to respect it. Other than that really strange stand light kick that seems to just whiff punish everything. She has to respect it. So we'll see if Incognitus goes with that approach or something else.
Incognitus opening straight away with that very, very active style. He was all over the screen every last time I've seen him play with this character.
Yeah, he jumps. He's got to be ready for it. But got a counter hit after that jump in.
Oh, wow, all the knees. We saw this last week. Who was it? Was it Afii last week that did the 15 knees in a row? That medium kick. Such a scary option.
Look at that. Look at this from Shakz. Anti-air jab works out.
Now, that's definitely a psychological thing there. He wants Incognitus to know that he just can't control him. Abusing that medium kick.
Oh, why did he do that? Goes in for the reset.
That was a very scrappy first round, but at the end of it, Shakz won it comfortably.
Yeah, it was a scrappy first round, but Shakz was still in control the whole time. Needing Incognitus to take advantage of some of these jump-ins he's landed. He needs an answer for that stand medium kick.
The double medium kick into the reset command grab. He YOLOs the EX mixer on wake up, goes to the meat crouch medium kick, gets the counter hit. And now the momentum is all with Incognitus. That was a bad EX Eagle spike.
Right, no punish.
No punish, good anti-air though.
Activation. Is this round going to run away from him? The jump back.
Yeah, he was looking for something, but he's got no bar.
Great timing. Gets the hit as well. Great round here for Incognitus.
Oh, great whiff punish. He gets the overhit, but no link after that.
That's negative.
Great whiff punish there again.
This could be in it. Oh, one choice for Incognitus. Not going to close it though. Goes in for the kill. Shakz is still in this.
Shakz having to play respectfully now. Oh! And the command grab reset closes it out. And that's the problem when you're so active as Incognitus is, you're not ready for all of your opponent's move. That jump light kick, really difficult to deal with as Laura. And another cheeky reset. Look at that grin on the young baby-faced assassin Shakz there.
Yeah, Shakz doesn't muck about with his food, but in that round, he looked like he was playing with it a little bit. Unfortunately, for Reason, if he'd have got that round, it could have been much more interesting. But that's just one game.
He opened up really, really well. He just wasn't able to use that momentum and close it out. It's so important to be able to make the most of the momentum when you have it in this game. Let's have a look at that set again here.
Shakz was anti-airing with jab as well, which you know, got some clean jump-ins, didn't punish. There's the end of that first round. Just wasn't ready for that jump light kick. Actually wins in the final round too. Here it is again, that jump light kick, perfectly timed, actually caught a button on recovery, cleverly reset there knowing that the combo wasn't going to kill. Look at that, look at that.
And he just had supreme confidence in himself as well. Those resets, I think that was the third reset he did in those 2 rounds.
Yep.
You know, no real fear. A couple of times he went to bait, I don't know what they were, reversals maybe. You know, he went to bait something. Look, he was baiting something when Incognitus had no bar. But other than that, supremely confident stuff from Shakz, as to be expected. But now we move on to the second fixture, which is ImStillDaDaddy after a superlative performance week 1. He's going up against Boltstrike, another new addition to the team. How do you think you see this one playing out?
Well, I hear they play loads online. I find Boltstrike's camis quite competent. I find it when he gets going, he can put anyone under pressure and really give anyone trouble. The only problem is he struggles to get going a lot of the time. Some people control him, and against a Guile, it could be difficult to get that momentum going. You know, we saw that last week though. We saw him. I think it was Zera who he lost to. Came back, beat him very convincingly. So once he's warmed up, Boltstrike, he can definitely do the damage. It's just a case of can he start quickly enough to topple a guy like ImStillDaDaddy.
How does Vega get around that Guile Sonic Boom game?
Well, it's a bloody nightmare to deal with. I think it's a bit uphill. He can try and trade slide. You can actually react from a certain range and get a trade slide. But other than that, you kind of have to respect
the fireball invincibility on the EX roll-in, whatever it's called now, not Crystal Flash, is way too slow.
Well, the invincibility is great, but the movement of the special is just way too slow. It doesn't get there quick enough. So
there you can see on the screen the form that ImStillDaDaddy in 4 straight rounds last week.
I'll tell you what is good for Claw in this matchup. He has very, very downwards arcing air normals.
Yeah.
And they're both fierces. So if he can time his jump in over that boom, where Garl doesn't have the chance to flash kick, ImStillDaDdy will need to second guess about pressing that down fierce punch, which is the go-to button when you're in that situation. You don't have a chance to flash kick. I've seen Claws stuff that.
And of course, it's risky to use the crouch and light punch against the jump fierce.
Yeah.
Because it's got such a downward hitbox.
And it's not just the fact that it hits. The great thing about that for Claw is it gets the party started. You know, he gets a nice little knockdown reset, can put him in certain situations, and that's when Boltstrike becomes very difficult to deal with.
Well, ImStillDaDdy's going to want to definitely make this 2 for his team. Infused looking very, very competent this series so far, looking very, very in form.
Let's just tell it how it is, Logan. They must feel like they let it slip last season.
Absolutely.
They were definitely the favourites to be in that grand final, weren't they? And that game against, I believe it was Envious, they were expecting to win, didn't go their way. And, you know, since then, I think they've come back hungrier than ever, and it's showing from
They really come out of the blocks sprinting this season, and they're going to want to continue that, hoping to get probably a 4-0. I think they'll probably, you know, under their breath be looking at. Undacuva has to play 2 games in the first 4 matches as well, so there's going to be a lot of pressure on him. I'd imagine that would have been because of Salty Kid was due to play, and they had to swap him out last minute due to illness.
Interestingly, Undacuva is the most selected player on the Reason team here for this set.
Again, I'd imagine that's because he's a direct swap for Salty Kid, who's the, sort of like their new star signing.
Oh, okay, so you don't...
Here we go, though. We're getting into the match. We have ImStillDaDaddy up against Boltstrike.
Oh, what start. Back
we saw that last week. He opened up with crush counter, back fierce.
Right, there's the booms he has to respect, and bad timing on that jump.
Yeah, you cannot jump that Sonic Boom on reaction, so it becomes very predictive and preemptive.
Wow, just walking.
Right now he's getting locked down. And ImStillDaDaddy is so scary when he starts smelling blood and puts the offense on as well.
Really wants that command grab. The block.
Never scared to use the V reversal either.
Good timing there on that jump. Oh, gets hit by the EX boom. Nice control here from ImStillDaDaddy.
Too slow.
There's that cross counter behind. This is the setup. Oh, great timing on that flash kick. This is looking uphill.
Nice block, but he's not able to capitalize.
Oh, it's a horrible position right now. He goes in for the kill
and
anyway.
Eventually he does get clipped with the overhead, and ImStillDaDaddy looking really comfortable there.
He could have just kept chucking those booms in that position, but wanted to close out the round.
Yep. And I mean, this is the real strength of Guile in this game. He's just able to fill the screen up with booms. He's able to react to what you do. It's really based on you being preemptive and predictive with your jumps. There you see the trade on that hard
jumps
kick.
in a row there, Logan. Wow, and the flash kick straight away.
He's just gambling that he predicts
frustration there from Boltstrike.
the same time that he's going to go for a Sonic Boom. He's not even needing to use the V skill at all as well. He's just throwing out raw booms. That time he does get a jump in. Let's see if he can get something started here. Backs off, respect.
Come on, grab, water sequence. That's the kind of momentum I'm talking about from Boltstrike. As the V trigger as well.
Gets a setup here as well. Oh, he used the V trigger as well. I didn't even see it was there.
Yeah,
look at that damage off that sequence.
Extremely scary character and very well played by Boltstrike. When he gets going, those moments are so
And that's the thing, it may look very scrappy in that the player's jumping in repeatedly and getting anti-aired, but you're seeing the benefit of doing that and sticking with it, because once you do get the opening, it can be the round for you.
This is another great round from ImStillDaDady. Mistimes his throw, just as I said that. Delayed that to get the grab on the back medium punch. Jumps in, puts himself in the corner. He had such good momentum there. Charges in, another command grab.
Grab opens it up once more. Catches the backdash, but reset in the air. And we're back to this.
Just activates
Sonic assault course.
Oh, tried to get him to commit. In the corner here. Nice press from ImStillDaDady. Brave tech there. Boltstrike gets out. Nice timing.
Oh, the autocorrect EX flash kick there.
Desperately needs to get in now. One more flash kick will probably end it. Boom start raining on his head. How's Boltstrike going to bring us back? Nice EX. He gets a hit.
Oh, is he going to be able to close it out?
Oh my God! Kill!
That looks
Boltstrike!
so difficult for Boltstrike the whole way through. And it was literally those handful of jump-ins that came off.
Logan, did you see that kill him?
Where did that damage come from? I was looking at the screen, like, just...
We were there thinking, how's he going to get in? But Boltstrike knew exactly how he was going to get in. It was going to be the EX, just to get in and be at plus frames.
Yep.
Turned out even better. Got a counter hit into a combo. Chunks of damage off ImStillDaDaddy's bar.
And there you can see the first round, which was pretty much all ImStillDaDaddy, and Boltstrike was searching for ways to get around that
This round was all
zone.
ImStillDaDdy as well, Logan. But just the sequence there from...
that final sequence. Look at the red health. You can see the damage from one combo.
Still going, boom.
A strong 40% there to close it out. And again, that's clever off the wall. He gets the counter hit.
Oh, the damage.
The danger of trying to anti-air that EX wall dive from...
And you know what he did really well, Boltstrike? I was saying at the start, he's reaching, he's throwing too many command grabs out. But the fact that he had those command grabs and he was willing to throw them out there made him so much scarier. That's why ImStillDaDdy tried to anti-air. He didn't want to be at negative frames in front of Claw, because this guy's willing to command grab every 2 seconds, and that cost him the round in the end. Great play from Boltstrike, one apiece.
Great stuff, and yeah, the persistence paid out for him. It worked really well. His use of the EX bar was great. To turn that into big damage as well. I mean, we were both shocked by the amount of damage that he managed to get out of those opportunities. And that's what Street Fighter V is all about. You might be playing that sort of matchup where it's difficult for you to get in the whole round, but when you do, if you can turn that into a big 40, 50% plus the next setup after that, which Vega's good at doing as well when he's got meter. Really important stuff.
I think that's the approach for the matchup, right? I mean, you take a bit of damage, you take a bit of damage, you take a bit of damage, you're building up your meter, you get your momentum. Claw is a very momentum-based character in this game. A lot of people don't realize that. Some people play him very patiently. He can be played a few ways, to be fair. But that's a great approach to the matchup, and it worked. Great play from Boltstrike.
Well, a character that's got that sort of setup off command grab as well. Definitely a momentum-based character. But speaking of momentum-based characters and command grabs, we have one of the best in the game at that. We've got Afii's going to be using his Laura. He's going up against Undacuva, who's going to be using Nakali.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be an interesting one. Undacuva obviously needs to have a good results in these sets, because he's going to be playing 3 times if it goes to the wire.
Absolutely.
This being the first. If Reason can take the lead here, anything's possible. I've seen Undacuva online have some tremendous rounds where, honestly, his opponent didn't do much wrong. He just had a great round. He could have a couple of rounds like this.
Well, that's the strength of Nakali. Absolutely. I mean, you know, he's going to need the momentum because he's playing 2 games back-to-back. You're going to see Undacuva playing 2 games back-to-back here for Reason. But the first one he's going against Afii, and Afii looked very, very comfortable last week.
Yeah. I think ImStillDaDaddy losing that match will be good for Team Infused. They know they're in a fight. They know they need to take them very seriously now. Afii will not hold back. He'll be taking this match very seriously and trying to make sure he gets that lead back for his team.
Gets the big jump in straight away.
Wow, Afii not hesitating to cancel his command dash and command grab. Oh, look at his corner pressure. What a round from Afii.
And the stun already within 11 seconds of the round.
No reset, just gets the knockdown. Oh no,
the whiff punish as well. Oh, what a brutal perfect. And there was no sign of daylight there at all for Undacuva. Afii completely smothered him.
Good, what? Wow. What a pummeling that was. Undacuva can't take any negativity from that.
Nice use of the hard kick to go over the crouching medium kick there.
Oh, nice whiff punish. Ready for the dash this time, Undacuva. Did it convert though?
Wow, good use of the preemptive disguidance.
Buttons on wake up though from Afii. Oh, EXDP on wake up.
You have to respect it. Double dash arm grabs. Nice here from Undacuva. This is more like it.
He gets hit reaching though.
Afii's going to want to activate. He does.
Oh, he activates on here.
It's going to be a big chunk of damage. The reset. Oh, he blocks the overhead. Oh, no. Stay. You could have got the kill.
Oh, one of the throw kill.
Oh, is this going to cost him? He needs one more touch for the kill.
Ground pounds are so risky. This guy
out with the light kick. Yes.
Reason pops off in the audience on the verge of going 2-1 up here. Undacuva.
Undacuva almost let that go. A great block on the overhead, but didn't manage to turn it into a combo, but closed it out. And again, Afii's got him in this situation in the corner. He's got bar to burn as well. The command grab comes.
Horrible situation there from Undacuva. Oh, delay, gets hit, no combo.
Yeah, he'd already committed to that fireball.
Had it, no punish.
No punish, the jump back too much.
Oh, Afii playing too solid, ready for everything. One more hit will do it. There it is.
Afii should be able to close this out now.
Great round from Afii to bring that back. Must have been a bit nervy there as Undacuva took that second round, but closed out and then Afii shakes his head. He doesn't agree. He saw that win coming the whole way. Great
I think,
play
you know,
from
from those 2 wins, the 2 rounds that he did win, he looked incredibly comfortable. The control was all there, but it's so difficult to pin down Necalli, and Undacuva made a couple of good reads there. Let's look at this first round, which was just utter domination. He tried everything possible to get out of there, jumping out. Didn't work.
This guidance actually put him in a great position. Just worked out for him, didn't it?
Yeah, that standing light kick, such a strong tool. But here we go. He gets clipped by the load. Don't know what he tried there. Maybe a backdash. The counter hit got the stun, and it was a very straightforward matter to close that round out for Afii. Not looking impressed at all. Undacuva's got to stay on, though.
Yeah.
Got to keep his spirits up.
He continues this now. I mean, only 2-1. It's a very, like we said, this could be a close set. So far it is. 2-1 right now to Infused. Undacuva will now take on probably an even more uphill matchup for him personally. ImStillDaDaddy.
ImStillDaDaddy in great form last week, but he lost that first game against Boltstrike. He's going to want to make a big statement here. And you know, when ImStillDaDaddy loses a game, he gets fired up, and it can work for or against him. We'll see how he performs underneath that pressure, because he's a very emotive, very emotional player, and he always wants to do his best and perform his best for the people watching at home. He's going to want to do that here, right now, and start pulling ahead with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the people playing at home. I've never seen a player, probably in the UK, get so much praise and support when they come onto one of the international streams. This guy's got tons of fans.
Huge following for his own individual streams that he does on a daily basis. He's there grinding it out online every day for his followers. But he's here today in the Gfinity arena to a crowd here who are waiting with bated breath to see whether he can pull into the lead even further for Team Infused.
Yeah, watching on is Incognitus and Boltstrike. Still to play again.
It's going to be Guile and Necalli. Let's talk a little bit about this character matchup specifically.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it played at like the standard level, you know, where you know, maybe like people like me and you play, Logan.
Yeah. And
I feel like, you know, Guile has an edge at that level, but when it's played at the highest level, the way Infectious and you know, Haitani approach this matchup can be very uphill for Guile. It's all about building that meter and controlling with the ground pound.
The P-skill trade is tremendous as well. The ground pound trade, you get the knockdown, it means you're closing that space.
I think anyone who can cause Guile to hesitate to just throw booms mindlessly is an uphill matchup for Guile straight away.
Yeah, he's only got 2 special moves, and if you have to think to use one of them, exactly. But we'll see how ImStillDaDaddy plays. He's very adept at putting the pressure on. He goes for that back fist again. Bad. 2 drops from both players there.
Both players letting each other off there.
Interrupts with a light punch. Didn't have the bar to go into the EX stomps. Lands on the slow boon. Just out of range for that ground pound.
Oh, nice. The light one there.
Using a dive kick as well to bait out that crouch fierce anti-air.
Yeah, I'm liking some of the things I've seen already. I haven't really seen this guidance used like that in this matchup. Oh, tried to anti-air jab, got counter hit. Got to use the DP.
Absolutely, especially at that range. And the stun's building up.
Nice.
One more time.
Horrible situation here. Stun.
He wasn't able to stop blocking. He was at full screen, but he still had that full stun gauge. He wasn't able to stop blocking.
And of course, when you block, your stun stays as it is. Really clever from ImStillDaDaddy to keep those booms on the screen.
Oh, he does get a big jump in this time. The hard kick.
Oh,
tries to bait it, but nice counter hit combo, but he doesn't close it out. And again, he's having trouble anti-airing that.
Keeps trying to anti-air jab though.
Late dive kick.
Momentum was good for him there had he just chose the right anti-air, but now it's suddenly in ImStillDaDdy's favor and the stun's racking up again.
Oh, what a bad time to go for the ground
pound. Oh, the teabag. Oh, he gets reset.
ImStillDaDaddy closes it out with a reset combo. Teabag mid-set. That means, you know, you can see the look on his face there. He's not amused. He wants to make a statement.
Yeah, he's not happy about his loss to Boltstrike, but he should just put that behind him now. He's put his team free. Is that 3-1 ahead now?
3-1 right now to Team Infused. So it turns. We're going to look at the how that match went. It was very difficult for Undacuva to really get anything started. It was again the jump-ins, the same things we saw with Boltstrike. But
we were talking about how does Necalli get in, but you got to remember the fact that Necalli's got to keep Guile out as well. But ImStillDaDaddy just got in whenever he wanted. There's that jump again. Whenever he wanted, it was there for the taking.
That wasn't a reset, actually. That was all the combo. It looked like he shook out the stun. Yeah,
look at that.
No reaction from
Literally, as if he just logged out online. He wasn't even playing. Undacuva, really disappointed with that performance there, and he loses 2 back-to-back. Even though he stepped up, you know, all credit to Undacuva. He wasn't expected to be playing today. He stepped into the fray as Salty Kid was taken ill, so unable to make it. But now we are going into our 5th match of the set, and Shakz is going up against Boltstrike. So 2 players that are both on wins right now. Boltstrike playing to keep Team Reason in the match. Shakz looking to close it out for Infused. Talk a little bit about this young player, Shakz.
Oh, man, he's just an electrifying beast, and he's completely relentless in the way that he plays his opponents. Doesn't matter who you are. I mean, rewind time back to his match against a Luffy Hare. Absolutely zero respect. Go back a couple weeks in his match against Shen in Birmingham in a CPT event. He actually should have won that. Shen was able to bring it back, and Shen, one of the greatest players in the world right now. Really, really impressed with Shak's development. I keep on saying I think he's the most improved UK player at the moment for SF5 in the last year. But those momentum moments that Boltstrike has can rattle anyone.
And he's got a very interesting style of Vega. You see players like Jester, who we'll be seeing later on today. Very dry, very laid back, very sort of keep out orientated. Almost to the point of being too patient.
Yeah.
Then you have players like Nassim Claw, who is just all go.
Right.
Xiao Bao is another one, an international
Yeah, absolutely,
down, where they're just craziness. Boltstrike's got a very good balance between the two of patience.
I agree.
But he's able to turn that craziness on as and when, and we saw it work there against ImStillDaDaddy. But Shakz, as a young player, he never ever looks phased. He always looks like he's at home playing, but he delivers on the big stages as well. Very impressive.
I love the plethora of characters he has as well. They serve him so well. He's going to go with Laura here. He's just seen Boltstrike patiently absorb tons of pressure from ImStillDaDaddy and then turn it around with momentum. You can't play like that against Laura.
No.
You can't. If you're absorbing pressure against Laura for that long, you're dead. So it's a great pick. It forces Boltstrike to come to him. We'll see how this one goes.
It's such a great lineup for this team as well, because, you know, Shakz has got this array of characters that makes it almost impossible to counter-pick him. Nice use of the command dash. Just go underneath and just completely mitigate that. But
big whiff on the command grab there, Logan. He's got the frame kills. Loads of active frames on that crouch fist. Claw. Great corner position here. Got to expect Laura to take the head. Not needed.
That time he just walked forward and pressed that 5-frame medium kick button.
Wake up command dash.
Oh, the overhead. It's all working for him now. Oh, the reset, but into the blow. That was so smart.
Respect,
that was so smart. Every Laura player, 99 times out of 100, will jab reset you into command dash and then command grab. He went low. It worked off. He got the round. Very smart stuff there from Shakz. After showing those command grab resets as well earlier on.
See how quick that was? I mean, we saw...
Oh, that was almost a massive jump in again from Boltstrike.
We saw some great moments from Boltstrike in the last game, but this is looking difficult. All the momentum now with Shakz. A bit of his own medicine being given to him, Boltstrike. Jab interruption. Stun racking up.
The problem here for Vega is he can't get out of the corner. Oh!
Nice V reversal and capitalization there.
Spencer 2 bars. Oh, what was that?
Hell?
Ooh, the stun is still there. It's finally gone.
Oh, what? What's going on? Oh, bad jump. That's it. He's done. With the throw in the middle of pressure. Terrible decision there from Boltstrike. Ninja Shakz seals the deal, and that is 4-1.
Another 4-1 victory for Infused as they march on, and they are, you know, very, very happy with that. They got their first match out of the way this week. They're going to be sitting pretty at the top of the leaderboards here in Season 2, and what a consummate performance from Shakz there. Again, never ever phased. Boltstrike had some great moments as well. Some very weird interactions there in the corner, but you see how difficult it is.
It's cliche to say it. Look, it's cliche to say what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it. There was tons of positives to take away from that game there for Reason. Massive congratulations to Infused. Well done. But there was, I mean, that last round, for example, that was Boltstrike. It wasn't for that whiff throw in that situation. We'll see that again, exactly how it happened. There were some great moments. Shakz was just relentless with his pressing. Look at this.
Yeah, everything working for him. And again, that was so smart to go for the low.
Yeah, when she's in that V-trigger mode, it's literally seconds. you make the wrong choice, you are dead. And there was that throw whiff that cost him the round. But before that moment, the momentum was very much with Boltstrike.
He did really well to fight his way out of the corner as well, because Vega's V-reversal completely useless when he's in the corner there, apart from maybe throwing your timing off a bit.
Exactly, yeah. His
no
stump was backing up as well when he did that.
No reversals as well to speak of. Very, very difficult for him to deal with that, but he managed to fight his way out of the corner with the light kick, got the combo, but wasn't able to follow it up. And as you said, the whiff throw, and the round was closed out for Shakz. What great stuff from Shakz.
Yeah, just
really
no margin for error against players like Shakz and ImStillDaDaddy, and of course Afii. That result, fantastic there for Infused. They go to the top of the table for now with that victory. So let's see what the guys thought of that match. I mean, Tom,
I'd love to hear what they thought on the desk.
How was that for you?
Great for me. Thank you very much, F-Word, Logan. Fantastic commentating throughout that. An exciting game at moments, and some good sort of play from Reason, but not quite good enough. Is that how you saw it tonight?
Yeah. It was unfortunate because, like they said, they showed signs of promise. They can take solace away from that as well. I think Reason were too reliant on Boltstrike because he won his game, and then when he went up against Shakz just now, it was basically that game, the be-all, end-all for this set of the night for them. It was unfortunate because there was that little sequence that we saw Shakz run, got the overhead, reset into a low, then reset into a throw, and in Boltstrike's head, he's just trying to process what just happened previously, and when he's doing that, he's getting hit by something else.
Okay, well, listen, Damascus, a 4-1 victory for Infused. They do go top of the table. Just a quick look at the schedule before we move on, because that matchup 2 is looking very good indeed. Method versus Endpoint. But it has to be said, I mean, Undacuva had a few moments there, but in the end, Shakz was pretty incredible throughout that, wasn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, Shakz is one of the most reliable players. Like, we call him the babyface assassin, and he always fulfills this name so well. He's there. I mean, you look at him like, yeah, he's just having fun. He's a kid, right? And you just end up losing. He's just that reliable. You can trust the guy to just beat any opponent.
Yeah, the babyface assassin, but you do have to take him seriously from now on. In a do-or-die format that is Street Fighter in the Elite Series, let's welcome him out. Let's have a little chat with him now. He's Shakz, ladies and gentlemen. Join me, buddy. I'm good. How are you doing after that convincing victory? Another one. The babyface assassin. There's so many questions from season 1. You know, why weren't you playing when they needed you? But now, doesn't matter. Another 4-win victory. The team must be feeling very happy.
Yeah, this is a new season, so a fresh start. So obviously we got different mindsets now. So hopefully this win kind of encouraged us to work more as a team, and I'm feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, and talk about that first match you had tonight. A tricky one maybe against Incognitus, and but you made it look pretty easy.
Well, with Incog, I didn't really have a game plan because I can't describe his playstyle basically. I play him a few times online, and he actually does beat me quite a few times because I actually can't condition his play, you know. But yeah, he actually caught me off guard. He could have stunned me there, but yeah, that empty jump there, he tried to bait a throw. So yeah, I kind of kept it composed, really.
There seemed like a few sort of distance problems from Incognitus tonight. It was pulling off shots that didn't actually land, you know, a few times.
There was quite a few moves that were very questionable what he'd done, but Shakz actually made a very good point, is he couldn't fathom what Incognitus wanted to do. And sometimes when you're going into fights, you come with a game plan, not only for the character, for the player as well. And if you don't have one for the player, you have to try and intuit it on the fly. And that's what Shakz is very good at doing. He pulled it out there, but it's like Incognitus could have done a lot better and capitalized on Shakz not trying to register what was going on. But ultimately, having that, it's a double-edged sword. It's your strength, but it's also your weakness. Because once Shakz identifies what that is and gets what he needs, he'll just activate V-trigger and then kill you.
Yeah. How difficult is it being next to ImStillDaDaddy once he's lost? When he's lost, how difficult is it to... Because I sat there and I went, I don't want to be sat next to him right now, because there's a man who takes a loss quite personally to the heart, and then he came back and got a win, so he should be better to hang around with right now.
When he lost, basically, I just left him. I didn't want to say anything because that might kind of anger him even more. So I kind of let him recover, stay composed. So then, yeah, it was all right.
Okay, good. Well, listen, Ariel is with Undacuva right now. Let's find out what Undacuva has to say after that.
Well, I was just asking Undacuva if the luscious locks were a lucky charm this week, but sadly not.
No, unfortunately not. I'm absolutely gutted. I take this so seriously, and I've tried so hard and put so much pressure on myself, getting this team sorted, and then he couldn't turn up this morning, Friday the 13th, stuck on a train in Sweden, And then it's like they wouldn't let us change the order, League Ops. So we've set it up for our star player, and then obviously I've had to play the clutch matches and bottled it. You know what I mean? So
You didn't bottle it that much.
oh, I was pretty terrible, to be fair.
You won one against Afii.
I got a round off Afii, but you know what I mean. It needs to be better. I put so much pressure on myself. My heart was going 10 to the dozen, and to be honest with you, I just didn't do well enough. I wasn't a fair account of what I can do. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think you're given a fair account of that match, because actually you guys held your own. And you just say this is the season where you guys are really going to come in fighting. Even ImStillDaDaddy said it before that you are coming in stronger, fighting, and I think that was a bit of an example of that. No?
Yeah, I mean, you can see the improvements definitely, but it's just getting that first one on the board. I mean, I've took it back because it's my fault, really. I should have done better. I could have done better tonight, and I didn't. I let the team down. So I'm a bit wounded, but...
Don't be wounded. I've got something to tell you. I guess who I'm rooting for.
Yes, see?
I've got the snapback. I've got the reason snapback. Anyway.
Explain to me what a snapback was. I'm too old. I thought it was a baseball cap.
I was like, no, it's snapback. Anyway, back to you, Tom. Let's stop waffling on up here.
Unbelievable. Ariel, how did you get merch? I want some merch. Undacuva, you've got to love him. He is a passionate fan of Street Fighter. And do you know what? If it doesn't work out for him in Street Fighter, he does look a little bit like he should be making coffee in a coffee shop. He's got that hipster vibe, hasn't he? I love him. Listen, after the break, there's no more cowering behind the curtains for Method and Endpoint. They're up next on Street Fighter consoles, so stay with us.